When we dropped our first list of anime masterpieces, so many of you loved it, and many reminded me that anime has way too many hidden gems to fit in just one video. So here we are with part 2. This time, we're diving into another set of shows that I personally consider masterpieces. Some are underrated, some are ambitious experiments, and some will hit you harder than you expect. Welcome back to Anime Dungeon, your hideout for the biggest anime hype, hidden gems, and unforgettable journeys. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Alright, let's get started with 10 more anime masterpieces. At number 10, we have Chain Chronicle, The Light of Haecceitas. This story follows Yuri, a young hero who stands against the overwhelming might of the Black Army. With his fairy companion Paraika and a ragtag volunteer army, he fights to protect the continent of Yggdra, a land bound together by the mystical Chain Chronicle itself. But when the Holy Capital falls and the Holy King is slain, Yuri and his dwindling allies are left with a near impossible task: rally new strength, forge uneasy alliances, and somehow challenge the mysterious Black King before he engulfs their world in darkness. Chain Chronicle is a tale of desperate resistance, one that mixes high fantasy, war, and the struggle to keep hope alive when the odds are crushing. It's not the most well-known series, but for fans of fantasy epics, it's an underrated gem worth experiencing. At number 9, we have Eternal Quon. The story introduces Quon, a mysterious boy born with supernatural powers known as an attractor. In a future where these abilities begin to awaken in people, society doesn't embrace them when it hunts them. A secret organization seeks to eliminate those who are different, but Quon refuses to give in to hatred. With his rare gift of transformation and more than one ability at his command, Quon fights not only for survival, but also for a world where people like him can exist in peace. Eternal Quon stands out because it's more than just action and sci-fi spectacle. It's a heartfelt story about acceptance, hope, and the fight to carve out a future where those considered outcasts can finally belong. At number 8, we have Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood. Set in an alternate 1931 where the Tokugawa shogunate never lost power, the story follows Sawa Yukimura, a woman who lives 2 lives, an assassin for the shogunate's secret executioner organization, the Nue, and a survivor seeking revenge against the Kuchinawa rebels who slaughtered her family. But Sawa isn't an ordinary assassin. Her mysterious blue blood grants her the terrifying ability to transform into a changeling, making her both a weapon and a curse in the bloody war between government control and revolutionary ideals. Joran combines historical intrigue, revenge-driven storytelling, and supernatural spectacle. It's stylish, dark, and deeply personal, making it a standout for those who want their anime with equal parts tragedy and beauty. At number 7, we have Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World. The story centers on 2 sworn enemies: Iska, the strongest knight of the scientifically advanced empire, and Alcestis, the feared ice calamity witch of the Nebulese sovereignty. Their nations have been locked in a bitter war for over a century, fueled by persecution, mistrust, and bloodshed between technology and magic. But in the middle of battle, the unthinkable happens. Iska and Alcestis find themselves drawn to one another, questioning not just the war they've been forced to fight, but the possibility of a peace no one else believes in. Our Last Crusade mixes action, romance, and political tension into a Romeo and Juliet-style conflict where love and hope clash with duty and hatred. It's a story of enemies who dare to imagine something greater than endless war. At number 6, we have SSSS.Gridman. The story follows Yuta Hibiki, a high schooler who wakes up with amnesia, only to discover he can merge with the hyper-agent Gridman to battle kaiju that suddenly appear in his city. With his friends Sho Utsumi and Rika Takarada, he forms the Gridman Alliance to uncover the truth behind the attacks and the strange resets of their reality. But what begins as a classic monster showdown quickly unravels into something darker. The kaiju, the city, even the world itself are all linked to Akane Shinjo, their classmate whose pain and loneliness have given birth to a fabricated reality. Manipulated by the alien Alexis Carib, she becomes both victim and destroyer. SSSS. Gridman isn't just about flashy battles with giant monsters. It's a layered story about escapism, trauma, and confronting the parts of reality we'd rather run from. With bold visuals and mystery at its core, it's one of the smartest reimaginings of the mecha genre in years. At number 5, we have Kemono Jihen. The story begins when paranormal detective Kohachi Inugami is sent to a rural village to investigate a string of mysterious livestock deaths. There he meets Kabane Kusaka, a quiet, outcast boy shunned by everyone around him. But Kabane isn't ordinary. He's revealed to be half human, half-demon, carrying powers that make him both feared and misunderstood. Recognizing something in him, Inugami, who himself hides the truth of being a tanuki, takes Quon under his wing and brings him to his detective agency in Tokyo. There, Quon begins to live among other Kemono children, learning not just to use his powers, but to understand emotions like friendship, trust, and belonging while chasing the mystery of his missing parents. Kemono Jihen is part supernatural mystery, part coming-of-age story. It balances eerie cases with heartfelt character growth, making it a hidden gem for fans of both dark fantasy and emotional storytelling. At number 4, we have Undead Unluck. The story follows Fuko Izumo, a girl cursed with uncontrollable unluck, a power that dooms anyone she touches to disaster. Isolated and hopeless, her life changes when she meets Andy, a man who is literally immortal, undead. Unlike everyone else, Andy doesn't fear Fuko's curse. In fact, he seeks it because he wants her power to finally give him the one thing he craves most, a true death. Together, they're drawn into a world shaped by a mysterious book of revelations, a force that dictates reality and punishes humanity itself. Alongside other negators, people cursed with powers that defy natural laws, Fuko and Andy join the Union, a secret organization tasked with fighting these anomalies while searching for the ultimate answer, the world's greatest death. Undead Unluck is wild, unpredictable, and packed with creativity. It mixes over-the-top battles with a surprisingly emotional core, making it one of the most unique shonen series in recent years. At number 3, we have Beyond the Boundary. The story follows Akihito, a half-yomu boy cursed with immortality, and Mirai Kuriyama, a timid girl who wields cursed blood as her weapon. Their fates collide when Mirai attempts to kill Akihito, believing him to be a dangerous yomu, only to discover that he's far more complicated than a simple monster. As Mirai struggles to overcome her fear of using her blood manipulation abilities, she and Akihito are drawn into battles against yomu, supernatural creatures born from human negativity. Along the way, their bond deepens, as both of them confront the weight of their curses and the choices that come with them. Beyond the Boundary is a dark fantasy with a stunning visual edge. It balances action, supernatural mystery, and a heartfelt connection between two broken souls, making it a story that's as emotional as it is beautiful to watch. At number 2, we have Noragami. The story follows Yato, a minor god with big dreams. He wants fame, worshippers, and a shrine of his own. The problem? He's broke, forgotten, and willing to take any odd job for just 5 yen. His luck changes when he meets Hiyori, a human girl who saves him from an accident, but ends up partially disembodied, caught between the human and spirit worlds. Alongside Yukin, Yato's Shinki, a spirit weapon forged from a human soul, they battle phantoms, evil spirits born from human negativity. But beneath Yato's goofy, desperate exterior lies a dark past as a god of calamity, one he can't escape so easily. With allies and enemies like Bishamon, the fierce war goddess, the line between gods and humans grows ever more complicated. Noragami is equal parts action, comedy, and heart, blending fast-paced battles with themes of faith, redemption, and belonging. It's a fan favorite for a reason. A story that will make you laugh, thrill you with fights, and hit you with emotions when you least expect it. And finally, at number 1, we have Terror in Resonance. The story follows two mysterious teenagers, 9 and 12, who call themselves Sphinx. Brilliant yet broken, they steal an atomic bomb and launch a series of terrorist attacks across Tokyo. But these aren't random acts of destruction. Every strike is tied to a riddle, a message, and a past they're determined to expose. Their target? The Rising Peace Academy, a secret organization that experimented on orphan children with savant syndrome, turning them into human weapons. Caught in the middle is Lisa, a lonely high school girl who stumbles into their world and becomes an unwilling accomplice, while veteran detective Shibazaki races to stop the attacks and uncover the truth. Terror in Resonance is stylish, haunting, and deeply emotional. It's not just about terrorism or mystery, it's about alienation, injustice, and the desperate need to be heard. With its striking visuals and unforgettable Yoko Kanno soundtrack, it leaves behind a chilling question. What would you do if the world refused to acknowledge your existence? And there you have it, 10 more anime that I consider true masterpieces. From dark fantasies to underrated experiments, each of these shows proves that anime has far more to offer than the usual big names. Which one stood out to you the most? Or do you have another masterpiece in mind that deserves a spot in part 3? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss our next deep dive here in the dungeon. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate, and keep exploring the world of anime.